I guess it helped if I unmute myself. Yeah, I'm gonna stream for a bit today. Yeah, I just can't put up with theist bigotry, hatred, and stupidity. To be honest, I had to start this one. I think Do may be over to visit. If not, I can just sit here and talk to myself because I always talk to myself. I'm my favorite person to talk to. Okay, let me finish setting this Well, oh, oh. Where is this at? Okay. Yes. Let me shut this down. I don't need that anymore, I don't think. Okay. Yeah, I just don't understand how people can be so friggin' hateful in the name of anything, especially God. Want to attack gay people because they're not people, I guess. Not that I'm perfect and been accused of being a bigot myself, but to be blatant and then try to justify their hate for it. The Bible says, so we must hate gay people, anybody different than us. This is fucking ridiculous. It's a toxic environment, no different than the alphabet community echo chamber that I was in. But I'm not going to let it upset me. Nope. I could do my own thing or just go outside with my dogs and run them and get on the quad or the side by side and have a better day than listening to that bullshit. Oh well. God. And I thought I was an asshole and a hateful son of a bitch. Forgot about religion. And really, I think it's every single denomination out there. They have those people in it. Not everybody, because I know a lot of Xtians that are more well behaved and have better manners and outlooks, regardless of what the Bible says. Than maybe it's just the online ones that are super, you know, where they get their courage from and all that nonsense. But then you have all these 25 different denominations coming into the same thing, all arguing, fighting, and bitching at each other because they're all wrong, they're all heretical, and they're all, unbiblical. But talk about gay people and they unite. It's just freaking ridiculous. I just may ramble the rest of the day by myself, then that works too. I got to schedule one for tonight too. Oh, wait. Unless somebody talks, I don't care. If you happen to be there, I'm trying to check to see if Gigi has anything scheduled for tonight, because I may do a. Okay, he doesn't, so that's all I care about. Let's schedule another one for tonight. Oh. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh, wait, how do I do this now? Oh, an e-stream. Do, 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 do. Maybe for 8 o'clock. Come on, here we go. Enter. Oh, that's it. Choked to death, dumbass. Okay, tonight at schedule. If he's at 7, I will do 7:30 again. 7:30. So what was it I said? Justify. Oh wait. Damn it! What I do? Where's my other one? Oh, I thought I heard something. Oh, okay. Whoop. Oh, there you are. Okay. Thought I heard something. Give me a sec. I'm trying to schedule another one. How you doing, Dio?
Hi,
Man, I
I'm
had to get out
good.
of there because I was getting ready to
Yeah,
flip the fuck out.
me too.
That is bullshit. I don't care who you are. To justify hate like that for religion or any other reason is pure bullshit. And Jesse wants to sit there and justify it. Then Terry wants to justify it.
Yeah,
I'm done.
uh,
I'm seriously. I was done with missing mods shit just because of the same shit. Plus, she had a vendetta against me and didn't even have enough balls to ask me what my problem was. She assumes it, which is fine.
yeah, but
And I
that's
feel
kind
bad
of
for
what she does.
Gigi. I do. I love Gigi to death. He is my
Me
buddy.
too.
But I am not going to sit there and let these dickwads act like they're self-righteous. They have the moral high ground when they're a bunch of fucking haters. That's all it is. All in
Yeah,
the name of God. And I'm sorry that I'm using that kind of word with you. It's idiotic.
it is. I mean, I I was on one hand so tempted to go in there
I
and
about did. That's when I decided I need to stream myself because I'd have went the fuck off. Literally. I don't care if they
yeah,
think they have
and
the
also
how
I know had I gone in there, they wouldn't have
speak.
let me talk or
Right.
finish even a sentence. I
Right.
mean, just what they did in chat when he was reiterating the whole thing about uh, because I don't know if you
I
were
wasn't there when because he said something about just before I left, something about somebody being gay or something, people getting killed or something. So I missed that part. All I heard was and I'm not perfect. There's things that I don't agree with the trans issue, but I don't go
sure
around hating on them. I discuss it like a friggin' adult, not like a self-righteous pecker that these people want to be.
exactly, and that that's the thing that's so fucking infuriating. They
Right.
go around and thinking they are somehow the victim even though they are in the majority,
Right.
meanwhile punching down at a group of people who they they do nothing. They just exist. Let them fucking exist.
Right.
Uh,
And ooh, yeah,
I
go ahead. Sorry.
right.
I'm trying to blow up. I know.
Oh no. I got you. I got you. Because prior to that, I don't remember what they were talking about, but I brought up the fact that Jess said, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something, 1 or 2 weeks ago, he said, uh,
Exactly.
wouldn't it be a good idea to ship white South Africans to the US so
Mm.
they can work our farms?
Hey, Gigi. And Gigi, really quick, this has nothing to do with
Hi.
you. I'm not mad at you. It's not your fault. I know that.
No, me
I
neither,
just did not
Gigi.
want to cause a big stink on your channel because they are dead wrong. And I mean, I understand your position and my position that I'm not 100%, pro trans right on certain issues, but they're still people and they're trashing them, trying to justify it with, biblical nonsense. The part that got me was, oh, why would any kid be at, a pride parade? Because it's, then they turn around because it's nothing more than a dating thing. That's bullshit. I've been to pride parades. It's not about, you know, picking up a piece of ass. It's about celebrating who these people are,
Yeah,
and their right to be who they are.
exactly. Exactly. It's
And what's the
to
difference than
not
going to
go around
Sunday?
and
Go
feel
ahead. Sorry, Gigi.
ashamed because of who you are as a person, who you were born to love.
Right. And
And
most of them will agree that we can't choose who we to believe in God or not, but yet they think you can choose to be gay or not. That's even more. fucking ridiculous than I've ever, ugh.
Yeah, it's like when did you choose to be straight?
The first time I ever had a date.
Right.
But somebody else may not have had the same thought, and that's fine with me. But what gets me is let's not have people, have people that dress in drag, tell stories, but let's go ahead and have people dressed in suits tell kids about how great God is, about the flood, about
Hmm.
how, women and men are cursed because God set them up and lied to them. Let's just forget all those, or the two she bears, like Timmy tries to always sidestep with his great, you know, I don't even know what you call it, his literary imagination that, oh, yeah, there were 42 of them. They were all, wouldn't let them go by. And, none of that's in the scriptures, but he wants to add it to it because it makes them sound better.
Yeah.
So let's tell kids these stupid sick stories about how they're going to burn in hell if they're not good children, or they're already broken before they were ever born.
Yeah, because that's not harmful at all.
Exactly. I still love
No,
you,
and
Gigi. Hope you're not mad at me, though. If you're still here, buddy.
right, if you're still here, Gigi, it has nothing to do with you. I love you. Teddy loves you.
Right. And we know
I
where you
just,
stand, and at least you're loving about it, Gigi, not
yeah,
like these fucktards. Sorry, but that's what they are.
yeah. It's not about you at all, Gigi. We really love you, and I just cannot take that sort of
No.
small-minded hatred towards people. And I know you are not like that, Gangster Ghost. Oh, good. You're our little buddy,
Yeah.
my little
Okay, good,
buddy.
Gigi. I just want to make that clear. This has nothing to do reflect on you whatsoever. It's just people's hate of other people because of who they are and what they want to do.
Yes.
Because Gigi knows where I stand. We've had some serious conversation, and if ever got out, there's quite a few people probably that would be in the alphabet community that would be even more pissed off of me, and I don't care. That's how I feel. I mean, I really do. Nothing bad necessarily, but I just don't agree with some things that I don't have enough information on. So I'm reserving my
Right.
judgment. Period.
Right. And that's totally fair.
Right.
That's totally fair. Uh, but that's not what, in this case it was primarily Jess. He also tends to take over quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which I'm not faulting him for that. That there are many who easily do that.
Right. I
Uh,
can name quite a few.
yeah. But when he tries to turn the whole thing, he was the one who said uh, that it was a good idea to, quote, over, ship over white South Africans so they, quote, can work our farms. And if he wanted to phrase that in a different way, which he eventually did, I think after you left, Teddy,
Oh,
uh, he eventually came around to, like, no, but if they want to come here and most farmers want to yada yada yada, the amount of work it took to get him there, and Wildheart to have to step in and say, you sound like a bigot. You really sound like a bigot.
and it is.
It is.
There's no way around it. I'm a bigot at times, by choice. I
I
like
think,
the shock value of it to a point.
sure, I cannot fault you. Uh, I think everyone has their kind of bigoted preconceptions and notions about things, and things that just they haven't really thought that deeply about. But you have to be able to stop yourself when people say, hey, that's really messed up. You have to be able to stop yourself and think, why did I say that thing? Is it really okay? Does it go? Because as I've said before. The way I usually phrase it is that I was raised fascist, which is true because my dad is a fascist. He admires Hitler to no end, and I'm not kidding about that. Uh, the only difference between him and Hitler is what the people he hates and wants to kill wears on their head. It's
Right.
different head coverings. Uh, so I have and I have had to go through a lot of things that I was taught were just, this is the way it is. Don't question it, or hell will be to pay.
Right.
I've had to go through a whole bunch of things, and I still sometimes realize that, hey, wait, that that doesn't really jive with who I am and what I feel. Why did I just uh, express that opinion or whatever? But that's the difference. These people don't,
Right.
because they honestly think that they cannot be wrong. Because, and I'm going on a limb here, but I'm gonna say it's because they think they have the ultimate truth through the
Right.
ultimate creator of the ultimate ultimate.
Oop, I thought I had something.
Big Bad Mama, I don't know. I tried to figure out what the thing with Sandman
Oh, here we go.
is.
What was it? Because I mean, slowly but surely, I guess they're trying to say he's not orthodox, he's not this, he's not the other, just because of his kind of like, and I don't know if he's being serious, but I'll use this for example because he was going around saying for a while he was a once saved, always saved orthodox, which I guess isn't a thing. So they were kind of like on edge about that, but then when they got into discussion, it got deeper and deeper, and they just don't agree with him, and now they think that he never is or never was an orthodox. And then he's put up a few videos, which is his right. I mean, even if like with me, if I was an atheist and I put up a video, say condemning something about atheism I don't like, doesn't make me any less atheist. And I don't know if
No,
that's the situation with Sandman, but it's turning into it's once again, it's the tribal, us
exactly.
versus them.
Us versus them, and everyone has to follow in this
Right.
small line.
Yeah.
Just tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe,
And it just
or
seems that
heel
they're
toe.
trying to create an echo chamber over there now, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
the Catholic one, or the Orthodox one, or the mixed one, or if it's the Baptist one, because we know Baptists aren't part of Protestants, no matter what everybody else says except Timmy Tears. Sorry, they don't have what is it? Apostolic succession. It's just not there. Most Baptists condemn that
Yeah.
belief, and it's a friends group, but it's just like all these nonsense beliefs are coming together, and they'll fight, but then they always find that common ground to argue about, whether it's the Calvinists or whether it's the Catholics or the Orthodox or now the gays, or
Mm-hmm.
you know who should be killed or who shouldn't be killed if they were given the right to. And I'm sorry, I don't care who it is. Just like that CEO that got killed, he had no business being killed. He doesn't
No,
set prices. All he does is run a company, but yet let's take out the head. And what did that do? Oh, they went out and got a new CEO. Big deal. Didn't accomplish anything. And then we have people rooting for this. To me was ridiculous, which is partly an atheist thing too, to be honest. Yeah, definitely.
oh
Because
yeah.
they're buddies when they agree, but when they're not, they all attack Bruce. And I mean, out of the bunch over there, I would rather listen to Bruce than some of these idiot ones. At least Bruce is consistent. And I can look at, okay, he gave me this verse, he gave me this verse. I mean, Bruce is real good at giving verses. Tim doesn't get shit except his opinion and what other people say that he's cherry picked to find.
Yeah, I mean, with I don't remember when it was. It was one of Pike's in one of Pike's teachings. Uh, Big Bad Mama pointed out to Tim that you're just interpreting it differently
Right.
between the two of you. And his response was that there is no interpretation. He doesn't interpretate because it's only he only goes by what's in the Bible. And that
But
is
it's
such a
bullshit.
fucking moronic.
Well, the thing that what I would push back on that with him would be that if you don't have an interpretation, then how the hell did you come up with this secret, rapture that, started in the 1800s by, was it, the Schofield Bible, but I think it was also Darby. I've been studying this rapture and this dispensationalism, and it's not found in the Bible anywhere. It's really not. It just makes no sense. But these people are, believing it, and it'll die, clinging on to these ignorant beliefs that aren't there, which don't affect me because I can care less. To me, the whole Bible, I wouldn't say the whole Bible. Say, 75% of it's bullshit. I mean, every lie has a certain amount of truth to it, doesn't it?
Sure.
I mean, Spider-Man got to be real because, it mentions New York. So that's a real place. He's got to be a real crime fighter, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, same,
And
validity.
we know that radiation tends to change
Well, yeah.
a
Look at
person's
Godzilla.
physiology. So
Duh.
obviously.
It's just pure nonsense. I'm just done and over with it. I think today is the last straw. I mean, I'll still go to Gigi's, don't get me wrong, but it depends who's there. I just may have to keep it muted permanently because I have fun in the side chat. But when I walk in and the first thing I hear is this nonsense about, gays and, hate.
Yeah.
And then to try to attack me. I've told my story 100 times, and even said how much pot I smoke. If me taking 3 to 4 months to smoke an ounce of weed makes me a stoner, then I'm the happiest stoner there is because, that's a cheap buzz. Well, no wonder if you have a clear mind, like these mother fudgers on there don't drink, like they don't get intoxicated by reading the word of God or, thinking they've got a better version of God than everybody else. That's their drug.
I don't know if you were, I can't really remember who or in what context I was. Maybe it was just me. Oh, maybe it was just me and Sut. I've been thinking about it a lot the last couple of weeks because so there is I believe he's not a psychologist, some sort of like how the brain works,
Right.
and psychology. His name is Yuval Lahore. I think he's French. He has looked into like religious fervor and how it connects to substance abuse, because it's very common that people who are what's the word, getting sober, let's just use that term, getting sober from substance abuse, more often than others have this vulnerability to be dragged into religious cults, and vice versa. So people who come out of religious cults oftentimes get drawn into, in a larger extent than others, I should say, not oftentimes,
right.
Into substance abuse. So he's looked into that. Right, Ferberer.
Hey, Mr. Soot. I didn't say hi to you yet. Sorry. Hey, TCC, how you doing?
Hi, TCC.
Oh, now we can't bash him anymore. He's a Christian. No, we can't.
Dang.
TCC is one of the rare ones that I really, really, really get along with and don't mind seeing, to be honest, because we've never had cross words. But I'm sure there's times he wants me to tell me to shut the hell up on things, and I don't blame him because we
Sure,
can't
but
all
that
agree on everything all the time. But to bash
exactly.
and try to kill a whole group of people because they're different than us, screw that.
Hmm.
What was this thing with? Because I like CSAL, but what was
Yeah,
this about the whole Sweden and the violators? I missed
I
that, but
yeah, I have no freaking idea. She said that she had watched a documentary uh, about how there were so many people being um, raped by illegal immigrants in Sweden that like large groups of men had to go out and patrol at night.
oh, that sounds like.
And
Uh,
like, so I actually, she said later on, she said she was gonna look into it if she had been mistaken about what country it was about. Uh, but I happen to know that, for instance, there have been quote unquote documentaries made by Al Jazeera network uh, about Sweden that are part of a misinformation campaign,
yeah, it's just
uh,
wonderful.
talking, for instance, about how uh, if uh, that the not the government but government officials uh, are taking the children away from parents
Here we go.
for being Muslim and that sort of thing, um, which isn't true at all. They have like taken, as far as I know, that they have taken like, say, an instance where the children have been taken into uh, custody. I don't really know the terms used.
Okay, let's see if we get the right one. What do I need? Facts about. Now this is from your government SC, and I haven't even really read a lot of it just to
Mm-hmm.
see. Because I pulled up 4 or 5. Okay, I got to do this. I'm trying to make this big. Now, if I make this bigger, do you see it bigger? I guess.
Oh, it's plenty big now. I
Okay,
mean,
now I got to see if. Dang it! But I can't get to my. Okay, that's maximum. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I can't get to my browser then. Damn it.
oh,
Well, let's try it this way. Because I was trying to experiment with this the other day, but as you see, it's from the government offices
yeah,
of Sweden. So, like I said, I haven't read it, but facts about migration, integration, and crime in Sweden.
yes,
Um, and thumbing through there, let me see the government agency in Sweden that are responsible for collecting data and stats on matters of migration, integration, and crime of the Swedish migration. Yada yada. Okay, that's not it. Okay, the first claim is the recent rise of violence in Sweden goes unchallenged.
not
Facts.
true.
The situation in Sweden is very serious with an
Yes,
unprecedented wave of violence. Urgent
yeah.
work is, however, underway. I'm trying to see if there's a date on this now that I think of it. And that's from like November 23.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
fairly
because there has been, as I mentioned before, there has been a kind of uptick in
right,
violent crimes. Primarily, it's been different gangs and
right,
the use of firearms.
right. But that's not
Uh,
the graping or the violating.
no.
That's what I'm trying to look for specifically for this one.
Hmm.
The claim there has been major increase in gun violence, which has nothing to do with that part of it. I've got like 3 or 4 windows open, or 2 more windows open, so I may check that. There has been a number of major increases in the number of, here we go, sexual assaults. Fact,
Yes.
according to the Swedish crime survey, there has been an increase in self-reported sexual offenses over the last 10 years. Although a downward trend can be seen from 2018 onward of the population age 16 to 30, 84.9% state that they were exposed to sexual offense involving using of force in 2022. It is. I'm just trying to see, if there's a clarification between what the average is with and without the immigrants, because it's like here the point that I bring up. Yes, there's been a slight increase, but is the increase because of the immigrants any more than it was prior? Which, I mean, not saying it's right either way.
No, of course
But
not.
if
But
there's like a 1%, rate before, the borders were pretty much opened, and now it's at 0.9, then that's a fallacy because it hasn't, raised. If anything, it would be lower, or if
mhm.
it's around that way. But the way everybody makes it sound that it's in, it's 50 times what it used to be, and I just haven't seen it yet because I did the same thing for the United States trying to find it, and I just don't see it. The number of rape offenses reported to the police authority also has increased over the last 10 years. In principle, every offense committed on a single occasion is recorded. Example, if a woman in Sweden reports that she had been raped by her husband every night for a year, that would count as 365 separate offenses, which it should be. In some cases or countries, this would be registered as a single offense or would not have been registered at all as an offense at all because of the husband. But that's not an immigrant. Crime rate survey, rape and claim. Here we go. Immigrants are behind the increase in crime. I guess I could just keep going.
Yes.
Facts. Braw has conducted 3 studies on distribution or distribution of those registered as suspected offenders across different groups based on native and non-native background. The most recent study was published in 2021. All 3 studies show that the vast majority of people, regardless of background, are not suspected of any crime. People with non-native backgrounds are, however, suspected of crimes more often than people with. Well, imagine that.
Mhm.
Yes, they're foreigner. They got to be doing it. According to the recent study, people born abroad are 2.5 times as likely to register as a crime suspect as born in Sweden in 2 native-born parents. In relation to the latter group, therefore, the relative risk. God, I can't even read right now of being suspected of crime from people abroad is 2.5. For those born in Sweden to non-native parents is relative risk is 3.2, which means people in this group, blah 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 blah. However, the magnitude of but see, I don't see the thousand she's talking about though. I
No.
mean,
And this is the thing that there has been at least a couple of these influence campaigns aimed towards Sweden. I don't remember if the other one was from Al Jazeera as well. I'm not sure, but the latest one, at least, was.
imagine that. Totally dishonest. Yeah, like Terry has any room to talk about being honest. But anyway,
Hmm.
um, yeah, of course, then you're going to have the cover up claim. In Sweden, there are a number of no go zones where criminals and gangs have taken over and where law enforcement does not dare go. Hell, we have that in America, and we're bigger. Hell, all I got to do is say Chicago, LA, New York. There's quite a few smaller, like Trenton, or was it Trenton, or not Trenton, Ohio, Cleveland,
Yeah.
Gary, Indiana, which isn't a real big town compared to like New York and Chicago, but it's relatively big. Bad for the
And
high
as
level
as you see there, uh,
back one.
it says
Oh, I think that's a
has
bit.
published reports on geography that are specifically exposed to criminality and social unrest. These areas have sometimes mistakenly been called no-go zones. The claim again is that gangs and criminals at large at large has like taken over, and it's basically free,
Right. There's
which
no control whatsoever, and there's always control of some
exactly,
sort. I
which
love
is
those
not,
facts.
they are they are deemed as vulnerable, which only means that the police will have they put in extra uh, finances for these specific, not just the police, but like the social services and so forth. It it has nothing to do with, oh, don't go to these areas. It has to do with how the government portions out their resources, and of course, resources that are deemed vulnerable are to be given a larger portion to deal with those issues in a way that uh, will prevent an increase in crime, for instance, or violence, or whatever it is. Um, and again, I haven't I haven't heard a single case of like rogue gangs of men patrolling in the night to keep citizens safe. It's just
Wait, am I reading that right? So the overall prevalence, anyway, of SV, which I guess would be sexual violence, was
mhm,
25.1%, with violating being 9%. Higher SV prevalence were reported. This is what I don't get. They were reported by non-binary individuals. Um, Whatever these numbers are, but it was lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and asexuals that were reporting it more than individuals. Those 10 to 12, which is awful.
mhm.
Um, and over 12 years of education. Okay, here we go. And oh no, this is just so migrants were also being reporting these things. Prevalent was among higher born in non-conflict settings. Oh, that was only the first part. You see, I don't see anything about, okay, wait, where's the conclusion? There may not be anything in here about migrants. Migration itself is not migration.
And like, for instance, we see an increase in the reporting of certain crimes. For instance, uh, sexual uh,
Okay.
crimes of a sexual nature, like essay and such, and we see it an increase in that kind of like domestic violence against men. Does that mean that women in Sweden have become more violent? No, it means that contrary to how it used to be, men are finally feeling that they can report
Right.
on that sort of because they weren't being heard earlier, and they were shamed and ashamed.
This is just the group.
uh
Okay, that's the ones reporting it. Okay, what's this other? Oh, that's the same one, I think. Yeah.
but we're dealing with people who want simple solutions to complex problems.
Right. Or a simple explanation, and therefore no God.
Hmm.
Immigrant bad. Yeah. I just don't see what there's. Let me see. Sexual crimes committed by migrants. Let's see. And this isn't just SV. This is, I think, somebody else. Yep. Sorry. Hold on. That's me. Oh, it's Clay.
I forgot.
It's one of them.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, this is what I just read. Okay, the parliamentary question. Okay, sexual crimes committed by migrants. Well, how do I get rid of this? I accept. I don't care. I can change it later. Oh, that's all there is to this little thing. Flooded with
Sweden
immigrants.
comes out at the top of the Migrant Integration Policy Index, which compares integration policies in 56 countries. The index consists of 167 indicators in 8 policy areas: labor market mobility, education, political participation, family reunion, access to nationality, health something resistance, and anti-discrimination. Sweden scores part
Swedish food.
particularly
Double.
high on labor market aspects and the rights and measures to which migrants have access.
Right. I mean, everywhere has. I mean, we've got
Yeah,
neighborhood watches in my little town of 400 people, you know, but it's
yeah,
not like they go out and patrol. They look out the window, they see something, they report it. That's just how ours works because
yeah,
there's no real
because
crime.
we don't have like constantly 50 police vehicles roaming around and being on guard for potential crimes. So
Yeah.
instead, we have just people keeping an eye out, uh, reporting if they see something.
Oh, what did I? Well, let me turn this off because I'm on a different page now. For now, let's see what this one says. Okay. Oh, this is the same one I just had. Uh, oh wait, no, it's not.
So let's see your Swedish food again. Your picture was very small. Are you at IKEA?
No, it was a joke. We're at an Indian restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Are you looking for a new
Like
wife or to add to the wives?
it was like a bunch of rice and curries and stuff.
Oh.
Oh, this stuff goes way back. Table 2.
Here, talk to that.
Well, to me, it's almost like, I'm surprised they didn't start the whole, all the SVs and all crimes, have shot through the roof ever since, the borders have been open because that's not true. I mean,
No,
maybe a little bit, but it's lower than the average of Americans committing crimes within their own country. And I'm not saying that's a good thing,
of
but
course not.
it's been overblown.
Yeah, and in the end, it creates more problems because if people come here and I mean,
Ooh,
just let's face it, people
ooh,
have been moving around. Oh,
ooh, not it's ooh.
no, it's
I don't like
oh.
fish. My mom loves herring, pickled herring.
Pickled herring is awesome, especially with mustard.
Well, I'm sure she eats it with that. I should yell in there and ask her, and she'll probably go
Oh, it's
excited. Oh
it's
yeah, you got
pickled
herring?
in it's pickled in a sauce of uh, mustard.
Right. Okay, number.
So it's not, you don't smear the mustard on top of it.
Oh, okay. That sounds a little bit better. Like a mustard sauce makes more sense than like dipping it like a nugget.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see all this. Okay. Okay. Does this have anything? So when did I want to know when the so-called migrants started going there? I mean, has it been for years, or is this just like since like everybody else has been getting all these refugees and stuff?
I mean, there was a huge increase in, I believe, 2016.
Yeah, because I'm looking at 2016. It was 1,800 or 18,574, and it jumped to not quite 2,000 then. Then it
Yeah,
was stable. Then it jumped again 2,000 more plus in 2019 and 2020. It's 24 to 27, and then it jumped in 21 over 2,000. But then it dropped 3,000. So
yeah.
22 and 23 have been fairly stable, but I mean, it's still way too many, obviously.
But I mean, we, because in I believe it was 2016 with ISIL and the war in Syria and all of that. When that took place, there was an increase, particularly of children or young adults coming here, and it did create a bit of an issue because we weren't prepared for it. Other than that, I mean, depending on what's happening in the world, there has been influx of refugees, because these people aren't migrants, they are refugees. And to me, it's natural that we take care of people in need. And the only thing that, like, not putting a lid on it, but to have some sort of, because if no other country were to accept refugees and all of them came to Sweden, which hasn't happened, will not happen, cannot happen, and has never actually been an issue. But if that were the case, then of course it would be a huge issue, because we would never be able to give them the care that they need.
Right.
Because that's kind of where I go a bit. Yeah, maybe we should stop and think and not just open up our arms, because people who come here from war-torn areas, they have needs, they have psychological needs, they are traumatized, and it wouldn't be, of course it wouldn't be good for the Swedish society at large to just let people with untreated mental issues just roam around. You have to be able to give them the medical and psychological care that they need. You have to be able to provide them with some sort of housing and so forth until they can stand on their own. But it would be inhumane to take in people and just like pile them up in a closet and close the door and like, oh, now we have done good for the world, we have helped people. No, we haven't. So of course there needs to be some sort of regulation when it comes to that sort of thing.
Wow, this is, yeah, because I was looking at where to go. I need to actually, I guess, qualify that, the 20, whatever it is, there in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
It looks about 10,000 straight across the board, give or take. I mean, it's pretty close to this graph being about 10,000 of those. Like, say for like 2023, I said there's like 23,550. Right
Mm-hmm.
at 10,000 were, I'm not saying just sexual harassment, like it's no big deal, but at least it wasn't, being violated. But 10,000 all across, from 2013 to 2023 are harassments. And then the second biggest group is the ones that are violated. And I'm trying to figure it out. And those are probably, like, even this year, like 8,000 to 9,000 people that have been raped, which is still outrageous. And then you get into, the smaller groups. Oh, wait, here, it tells me right here. There's a graph of it. Like sexual harassment, there was, like, for 2023, 9,597. People being violated was 9,294. SA was 349. PDF files were 110. Forcing children under 18 into just being exposed to sex was 1849, and then people buying sexual services were right at 1500. And then it says right here, the sexual assault against children was 839. And that's probably
And
839 people I'd like to shoot, to be honest. But anyway, I didn't
yeah,
say that.
was that in total in the country, or
Yeah, this was all for Sweden. This is like numbers of reported cases of sexual offenses in Sweden from 2013 to 2023 by type.
yeah?
Still sad, but I don't see the thousands, by the thousands.
No,
Because
and like
if it
the
was by
first
the
says
thousands,
by
then
illegals. That was the claim, by
right.
illegals.
Yeah, I just don't see it because it's pretty well constant straight across the board. I mean, there was a big jump, it seems like, in, I don't know, that's about the same, maybe 2019, but it's not that big of a jump. And it seems like from 2019 to 2023, well, I could just tell you, the rate, like 2018, oh, get out of the way. What started 2018? Well, actually started the very first one in 2013. There were 6,000. 2014, there's like 6,500. 2015, less than 6,000. 2016, 6,700. 2017, 7,300. And this is just, the grapers.
Yeah.
People that got graped. And this is almost 8,000. 8,500. 9360. 9668. 9368, and for the 23 was 9294. So it's been consistent, and for to jump thousands just because of immigrants, I just don't quite see it. I mean, I don't have all the numbers obviously, but it just doesn't.
No, but like as I said, I'm not doubting that CSAL has seen some sort of documentary about that, and maybe it was about Sweden.
Case
But
handle.
if it was need more pornography. Yeah, we're very known internationally for being very repressed.
Well, what's bad is I just looked, and what did I say? It was like for your whole country of Sweden, it was like 9,500 or less for 2023. Just for Michigan in the States, it was well over 7,000 just for that state.
Oh, wow.
Just to give you a comparison. And that was, which I should have looked at. I thought it said that was per 100,000, which is ridiculous, numbers, which would probably would make it even more. Because if that's just 7,000 plus with 100,000 people, and I'm sure they've got millions and millions of people up there. That's scary. And can't blame that on immigrants. The immigrants quite didn't make it that far up there yet, like they did in many other states.
No, and it's again one of these simple solutions for simple people. Means if you can find a group of people that you can blame all of society's ills on, you have a jackpot.
Yeah. Yeah, I just these people are idiots. I mean, it's just all because of God. I'm sorry if anybody's in here that believes in God. If you're not one of them, I apologize. But
yeah, but if you're a believer in God, but not one of them, then more power to you.
Yeah.
Because the feeling I get is that there has, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it has to do with when I started to pay attention to like the Christian movement in the US. But I get the feeling that there has been a um, radicalization, so that even people who weren't really caring uh, or talking about these issues now are being preached about it from the pulpit, and it's become like a
Well, they've weaponized hate. That's what they've done.
yeah,
And it's always been that way, though. If
that's
you're not
true.
like us, we hate you. And don't tell me, and no one's going to tell me that Tim doesn't hate anybody that doesn't, just the way he acts. I mean, honestly, there's no love, there's no correction. It's just basically, you're stupid because you don't believe like me
Yep.
mentality. And I'm
Yep.
glad that people like him are a small group, and really, like with Terry and Jess. Well, no, like I think like BMM said, the Orthodox, the Catholics, and there's many groups that are very, bigot
Hmm.
minded. So yeah, I can't just blame it on the Orthodox or the Catholics. There's a lot of groups, but then there's a lot of groups that are tolerant,
Yeah.
and then they get attacked by these I guess self-righteous pricks. That you guys aren't really Christians because hey, look, you're not stoning gays like you're supposed to be.
Hmm. Oh my goodness, the hypocrisy of Jess to bring up uh, people being thrown off roofs
Yeah,
in the Middle East. Like, yeah, why are they thrown off roofs? Because they are gay.
gay. And it's the same. It's no different than what he wants to do. He'd do the same thing if
Exactly.
it was legal. Don't tell me that kid wouldn't do that.
Exactly.
It's pathetic. It's hateful, and no, I just can't be around it anymore. It's just day in and day out. It's one thing or the other. They're either
Hmm.
fighting amongst themselves, to the point of hate. Then they kiss and make up until they find something else to go at that everybody can agree on, which is usually the gays or the atheists, or and it's sad us atheists generally are better versed than they are. Sorry, Odin. Everybody except Odin. I don't know why I
Yeah.
want to call him Odin, other than my buddy Ed Raby is Viking, and he always talks about Odin being the one true God. But I just can't do it anymore. There's just so much hate a person can be around. I mean, that's a lot of reason I left the alphabet group, just because of the echo chamber and everybody was wrong except that small, minute group. Because really, I mean, nothing against the alphabet community. I still support them, obviously getting pissed off at, idiots.
Yeah.
But there's a fine line between, fanatical and, being realistic.
Hmm.
But they are a small group, just like, a lot of other people. But let's attack them. Gay theist. That's why I like Odin. I don't care if you're a bigot, want to kill them all. I'll help you just as long as you keep your humor.
No, I don't think he is. Uh, he's one of them weird ones.
Well, I've seen him
He's,
go after him before for, it's like, wait a second, you guys believe in the same God, the same Jesus,
hmm
but yeah,
But
you get off
no,
on
that
that.
you.
Well, it's because of what his religion is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And that's so pathetic. Maybe us atheists should start doing that. Well, what kind of atheist are you? Well, I'm a
Right.
Baptist atheist. Oh, you're heretic. Get the hell out of my screen.
Oh, a
We
heretic.
stone Baptist atheists. I don't even care if I talk to any of them again, except Gigi. Well, no, there's a few more than that over there, I guess.
Yeah,
Just
there are,
really,
but
the ones on the stage, yeah, nah.
no, and I noticed a shift when the Ortho Bros came
Oh,
in. I'm
now
sad to say
Odin thinks
because
that was an invitation for him to come on stage. What the hell?
oh, Teddy, be nice.
How you doing, Odin?
I'm excuse me. I'm doing well. I
Good.
decided to um grace you guys with some extra melanin on this, on the stream, to keep up with the DEI policies. You know how it goes.
Yeah, he needs melatonin so we'd fall asleep so we don't scream anymore and refute the stoning of gay people. Is what he's
First
saying.
of all, I inhale oxygen and exhale melatonin. That's why people be falling asleep when I speak.
Ooh.
Oh, I've been kind of dozy. I might drink coffee, and I hate coffee. Jesus.
I
Oh,
I will.
no, Sandals. It wasn't that because I said, man, I ain't stoned enough for this. And then Terry went on a tirade about, well, if you wouldn't be getting stoned, you'd know what, blah, 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 blah. And, which is a straw man because everybody knows I don't smoke that much. Anyone
Yeah,
that
but
can make an ounce last 3 or 4 months is not a stoner. I don't care who you are.
I mean, so here's the thing. They constantly look for other people to berate and to find fault with so that they won't have to look inside and face the empty void where a heart should be.
Right.
I think I I actually wrote a paper like maybe like 2 years ago on this where I was kind of describing like the different types of Christians, not in terms of denominations. Um, it's more so like behavior.
Right.
One of the reasons why like I used to like ask people, like why did you come to Christ, and why do you want to be affiliated with God? And you'll get a lot of different answers, like
Right.
ranging from, I don't want to burn in hell to I wanted, I had a religious experience, or I want to change my life, or I want to be a better person. Like you'll find a wide range of explanations and like personality types, but
A
mhm,
quick question on that subject.
mhm.
Did anyone say, because I was yelled at by a Baptist fundamentalist?
Well, there's your problem right there.
um,
IFBs you don't want to mess with. They're idiots.
so
Tim's an
so
IFB.
that's a good question. Like, so the answer to that is like yes, there are a few, but it's mainly those people. The two people that typically fall into that category are people who are attracted to power and
Hmm.
people who are afraid.
Yes, that
Those are the two
sounds
people that are
very
attracted to that.
reasonable. That's exactly what I would expect, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because like I can't tell you how many conversations that I've had with fellow Christians, and for example, you hear a term talk about fearing the Lord and stuff like
Hmm.
that, and a lot of them see that as like being afraid of God. And it's like when you actually go and like read the text, and even when you look at like the proper context, like from the
Oh,
ancient
lovely.
language, it's typically, you know, um, it comes down to like trusting the Lord. Not saying when there aren't scriptures where it says fear, where it means actually being afraid, but what you find is that those scriptures are for people who are um, evildoers, for example, right? And it doesn't matter whether they believe or not. It doesn't make any distinction. It just says evil people should be afraid of the Lord and they should repent, for example. Um, but yeah, there's hellfire gospel, as I call it, is it does attract some people, but in my opinion, they through that type of like gospel, which I think is a false gospel, it forces people to believe for the wrong reasons, and it as a result it doesn't elicit the change of heart that being in Christ is supposed to do, basically.
No, and I would say that that seems very evident when you look at the the behavior that we see in the community from those people, it's very much, there are a lot of threats, there are a lot of I am right and you are evil.
You're
Not
going to
I'm
hell.
right and you're wrong, but I'm right and you're evil. And there's a lot of fear underneath.
Yeah, I mean, again, like if I think your reason for coming to Christ is going to affect your relationship with Christ, which is going to reflect your relationship in view of other humans. So it's like if you're only coming to Christ because you're afraid to go to hell, right? Then
Yeah.
chances are you're really in it for yourself, which again kind of contradicts what you're commanded to do, right? Like it contradicts the disposition of what you're supposed to be in based on what the Bible says. Like being selfish is like antichrist, essentially, right? And so if you're only focused on yourself and your own salvation and avoiding hell, then that's going to reflect in the way how you live your life, basically.
Yeah, like you don't see any of this. The New Testament is supposed to be a testament of a loving God, basically. But you don't see that in the people proclaiming to be. And I'm not saying, well, I did say you don't see it. That was very generalized, but I'm specifically talking about
I get what you're saying.
where it's a lot of anger, a lot of hatred, not much being able to like control yourself or treating people with kindness, or being quote unquote Christ-like. But since if you also believe in once saved, always saved, then why bother at all?
I mean, so there's a reason why certain Christian doctrines are frowned upon. I mean, outside of them not like being true or whatever, is that the doctrine that you ascribe to is going to influence your behavior.
Yeah.
So, like if you're a Calvinist and, or like a once save, always save, or irresistible grace, that's going to affect your walk with Christ in light of the relationship that you have with other humans and how you treat them. So, as far as you're concerned, if you're going to be saved no matter what you do and how you treat people, then you're just going to kind of live your life whichever way you want at that point. Like your goodness, how you treat people, all of it's going to be at the whim of your own idea of what's good or bad.
Yeah.
Oh, save this.
Hi guys. Hi
Hello, Mr.
Didian.
Hi.
Logo.
Hazel. Hi.
Oh, hey,
Hello.
I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm over trying to look something up. Sorry about that, Lo. Go.
How are you today, Mr. Logo?
Good, thank you. How are you doing?
I am awesome.
I'm better now. I was about
as
ready to go off earlier.
Is
as
this
of
Yeah.
the
oh, I'm sorry.
no bozo scream, no clowns, right?
No, no hating and bashing, that's for sure, without better justification than I just got done listening to.
Oh, good. Good,
Oh,
good.
only hate on haters.
Yeah, yeah. But then again, that's why we're atheists, because we don't understand and we're very dishonest people, according to Terry.
Yeah.
That's
So
funny.
I do want to let you guys know, just in case, for the folks who probably didn't see on on GG stream. So Sandman and Daniel did reconcile, and Sandman did take down the video that hurt Daniel, and he apologized or whatever. Some people were saying that the video was done, for evil purposes, and I was like, you don't know that, stop being Job's friends, type thing. Anyways, I'm glad they figured it out, and Sandman did the right thing.
Eh, I don't know if he did the right thing, but he did
Nah,
something.
he took down the video because so Daniel made statements that were not true because of a misconception, right? And then Sandman, who has a grind to act against, I guess, Daniel's version of the Orthodox Church, right, uses that to make a point in the video against Daniel's Orthodox Church, right?
Right.
And it was, I guess, a bunch of people. Daniel made a video apologizing, hey, what I said was not true, and then a bunch of people made a bunch of effort to contact Sandman. Sandman wasn't responding, so everybody started to build up these theories on how bad Sandman is or whatever. And you know so eventually Sandman did come into the chat a little bit earlier, and him and Daniel reconciled. He took
That's
the video
good.
down and he apologized. And he made it clear that he had no ill intent against Daniel. It's not to attack Daniel. He did use something that Daniel said, but the purpose wasn't to attack Daniel, like personally.
Right.
So you had other people that were saying the opposite without knowing.
Right.
Mhm.
Like usual.
Yeah. But I'm glad it's out the way so people can stop bearing false witness.
Yeah,
Yeah. Really, what? Oh, go ahead.
I was kind of shocked to come in and like one person. I think it was. I don't know who it was, but one of the people in the panel said something negative about Sandman, and every single one immediately just not Gigi, of course, but the guests, everyone just immediately jumped on it and affirmed how bad he was, and I was like,
Right.
wait, what's
You should
going
see
on?
Daniel's stream yesterday. It was even worse. And I would I had to he was normally I mind my own business, right? But I never got the impression that Sandman is the type of person that would do that to a fellow, Orthodox. Like they might agree on calendar stuff or whatever, right? But he doesn't
Yeah.
have any hatred towards Daniel, so he's not going to do something to attack Daniel.
Right.
Daniel didn't do anything to him. So it's like you have, folks in the chat kind of, making, as
Just
far as
want to
I'm
fight.
looking,
That's what they're doing.
yeah. So, I was like, listen, we don't know his intentions,
Right.
right? Like, give him the opportunity to hash it out, right? And I
Yeah.
was telling Daniel, like, yo, go talk to Sandman and see what's on his mind and find out what's in his heart. Turns out I was right. He never had any ill intent.
But now you just quashed the fight. Way to go, Odin.
I didn't. Both of them did. I didn't do anything. Both of them did, and I'm glad they did it.
Yeah, but I mean, see, that's what I don't get. If you doesn't the Bible talk about not bearing false witness until you get the facts? I mean, that's all
Yeah.
there is to it. And then to do this, because I mean, I like Sandman. Even if he did do it on purpose, I don't care. I like Sandman. It's not like it hurts my theological beliefs because I don't have any. I
Yeah, and
like
I mean,
people for who they are and what they can do for me, meaning laugh, have a good conversation. If they cause me trouble, like Whittle Timmy Teals, I just block them because I don't care.
yeah, like if you're there is the scripture where Christ talk about brothers reconciling whenever they're going for atonement or asking for forgiveness or whatever, like that's one of the first things you should do. You should go to your brother, right? And you should reconcile with them, and your brother should forgive you as well. So it's like it's a two-way street essentially. So I'm glad they did that good thing. At least it can show that Christians can have misunderstandings and feel a particular way, but have the wherewithal to, you know, reconcile.
Whoops.
Well, today I was like listening and I typed in chat in Gigi's stream, but it's not like when you type something like no human is illegal or something, right? I mean, these are political topics. I know that, but I cannot like imagine that they use coin words like what were they saying? Like weaponized empathy. I
Hmm.
think is
Right.
that is the unword of the decade is what that should be. The non-word, the the absolute non-wording of the decade is what that should be called. Ever,
Weaponized
right?
empathy? What?
Yes,
That doesn't even make sense.
yes. I mean, I was once like that, right? I was like them, and I was worse than them, than that, right? So
I mean, you got
I
to keep it.
cannot imagine that what they. I mean, there's a little video on YouTube
Oh, there
which
you
is
go.
worth to watch, which is called Migrants, award-winning CG animated short film about climate change. Short of the week is the channel.
Hmm,
And when
I'll
you
probably go
type
check
such
it out.
things, they are
Hey,
coming up
Morty.
with things like saying, this is weaponized empathy, and this is just not
But
a
that
good way of, right.
So I've
that's
never
like,
heard of that, but let me see. It
oh,
says
I
weaponized empathy is the use of empathy to manipulate or control others, often for political or ideological gain. It can involve spreading misinformation, exploiting cognitive biases, or using empathy to dehumanize. Well, hell, I see that all the time. I didn't know there was a word for it, but there you go. Thank you.
I actually am very familiar with the term, but that's because I've spent a lot of time uh, learning, educating myself on uh, manipulation tactics,
Right.
narcissism, abusive relationships, cult
Yeah.
tactics, and so forth, where weaponized empaths are. A weaponized empath is basically someone who is a flying monkey. And weaponized empathy is what you use, kind of. Uh, but it's again using. They use these terms. They kind of hijack terms to uh, to be able to say, not we, you, if that makes sense.
Phantom is asking an excellent question. I mean, I think I can. I think the. So here's the thing, right? I think it's more so an appeal to emotion, kind of. Hear me out. So if someone has abhorrent views, right, and or beliefs, right, they are typically shamed as a result,
Hmm.
right? And
Mhm.
so those people see shaming in general as a form of dehumanization, right? Now that can be true, right? Like there are people, for example, who you can shame people for their skin color or culture, or whatever, right? And so it's just one of those situations where the way how they're looking at it is like, well, you're showing empathy for these people and using that to show that just because, I don't want these people around me, right? That's dehumanizing me by shaming me for not wanting these people around me because they're different than me.
Like,
That's essentially what the argument is.
yeah, so maybe with the risk of just repeating what you just said, but it's not when Phantom's question was, how do you use empathy to dehumanize? It's more that you weaponize, you use the person's empathy to dehumanize someone or something else. Remember, it is a manipulation tactic, so it will not follow like actual rhyme and reason, but it can be things like, for instance, oh, but isn't it better to put all of these people in Guantanamo Bay where they have no rights than them having to live on the streets and have no roof over their head? That would be where you kind of you appeal to someone's empathy, but it's a I have it so clear in my head and the words won't come out. It's very frustrating.
I get it. Trust me. I speak
Okay.
English and I can barely form words half the time.
He claims to speak English, and I don't understand him.
Right? Exactly.
But you have a kitty cat. I love your kitty cat.
It's
He's a fighter, or he's in New York's not
New
something.
no, I mean, I think
New York.
I posted something in private chat. Watch it. I think we cannot share it because it's maybe copyrighted. But
Okay, I
watch
put the
it.
link in the
Ah.
side chat, or in side chat for you. Logo.
The last one, but watch it privately. I
Yep.
think it's hard
Yeah,
to
I got it
watch, but
saved.
watch it.
Oh, I've seen that video before.
Hey, Zealot.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Hi, Zealot. Zealot. Dun, 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 dun.
And let me know what
Okay.
you think about it. Let me know what you think when you watched it.
Noise.
Is it the mass deportation one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, it's only 8.5 minutes long. Everybody can sit through that. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I can read this definition. The paradox of tolerance is a philosophical concept suggesting that if a society extends tolerance to those who are intolerant, it risks enabling the eventual dominance of intolerance, therefore undermining the very principle of tolerance.
But
If you're tolerant to tolerance.
Yeah.
The paradox of
Tolerate
tolerance is a philosophical concept suggesting that if a society extends tolerance to those who... right. Okay, I got it.
So, Mr. Logo and Deviant, I just want you to know that not only your reading comprehension, but your ability to speak English is way better than probably 99.9% of people in the US.
And 100% more
Thank
than
you.
people in Kentucky.
Thank you.
I didn't say it, bro. You said it.
I'll give
No,
up.
there are some things that I don't understand in English. There are often, and sometimes I even get to things where I can't express them in English.
Do
Like,
you
and then
know?
I forgot the German word. Right? I catch myself.
Oh, I don't know how many times I have been in conversations with other Swedes, and this was particularly true before I met Sut and before I started to come on these streams. I spent so much time just consuming content in English, like everything from news to movies to like YouTube and so forth, and writing in English, that when I then sat down and tried to talk to my brother in Swedish, half of the words I only knew the English. I couldn't translate it to Swedish. And I'm born and raised here, and my brain can't find the correct term, but I do know the English term. That's messed up. Today it's more a mix. When I'm to speak Swedish, it's difficult to find the Swedish words, but easy to find the English words, and vice versa. Or I just become unsure of myself, and as soon as that question has popped into my head, like, is this the right word? I have pooped in the blue cupboard. Skitit i det blå skåpet.
The poop.
The poop.
Yeah, I think, and actually, now I think of it, I said something nice about Bruce earlier, but now that I think of it, I got to say something mean about him also. Because when I was on here before I ever met Bruce, I always said I prayed to Batman instead of Jesus or, whatever. And all of a sudden, here he comes, he ruins it. It's like, I can't use Batman anymore because Bruce Wayne ruined it.
Well,
And then here
suppose I was
comes
to tell you.
Odin. He comes in, I'm Batman.
Yeah. The world had to do a reboot.
Oh, Sandals can't speak any language.
That's not true, Sandals.
Oh, she calling you out, Sandals? Them fighting words.
Mm-hmm. I happen Finnish country is kind of where you don't talk at all. Hey, Sandals, are you sure you're Finnish? Because you very much sound like a Swede talking about Finland.
Talking about Americans, talking about, Egypt.
Yeah. Yes, nerdy rodent. I have pooped in the blue cupboard. Yes, that is a Swedish expression.
What the
But
heck?
it's not bajsat, because bajsat is like poop. It's more shit. I've taken shit.
We don't want poop. We want the shit word in there. Come on.
Yep.
You're not a true
Did you
Swede,
guys
buddy.
know that in the English language, right? Shit has the most different context uses.
What?
Well,
I thought it was fuck.
Exactly.
No, the
Nope.
F word bomb also has that, right?
Yeah, it has it, but shit just so to be fair, right? Like it's more cultural than anything, right? But the word shit is used in so many different ways and contexts. And there was this comedian who did a stand up, and he was basically showing like all of the different ways you can use the word shit. You can use it to big up yourself. You can use it to denigrate. You can use it to prove something. There's so many. You can tell somebody it's none of their business somehow using the word shit. Like there's so many contexts. It's hilarious.
It's one of my pronouns. My pronouns are it and shit. I'm it and I'm the shit.
There you
All
go.
needs to be said.
But Azo, I have a gift for you.
I don't want no shit. Don't give me shit. I don't take shit. I'm not gonna buy shit. I got some broken shit you can have, but I don't want your broken shit.
There you go. All right.
But
So here is. Read that in the private chat.
Want me to do it out loud or to
or
myself?
Yeah, do it out loud.
says Odin is a homosexual. I finally decided to
That
come out of
doesn't
the
say.
closet. He says
It
he likes boys, but he even likes listening to Timmy Tears because he is so sexy. And Lupin's his second crush. But no, really, it says our bat. I'm gonna have to save this too because I got another one. I need to go find that Earl made for atheists. Anyway,
Our Batman who art in Gotham, cowled be thy name, be thy mane. Thy kingdom come, may your will be done in Gotham as it is in Bloodhaven. Give us this hour your daily justice, and punish those that trespass against us, as we forgive them for their crimes. Lead them to.
Wait, why did it cut off my thing?
oh, you done screwed it up. I'm kicking your ass out of here, boy.
No
Get the
kidding.
shit
Hold
out of
on.
here.
Okay.
And I just put it in.
That's weird. So there is a word limit in the inside chat. That's funny. All right, here
Yeah,
we
there
go.
is. It's much longer
Wow, is this
than.
your first stream, Odin?
I've never posted anything this long before.
Oh, okay.
Oh, lead them to Arkham and deliver them from evil. For Gotham is thine kingdom in shadows and the night forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Now I need to find
Shouldn't it be Alfred at the end?
Alfred.
Yeah, because Amen means let it be done, but Alfred is his butler, so he's obviously the one who gets it done.
God, I gotta remember. Oh, my
Amen.
That's what
Deviant, amen means let it be. I thought it means like that is how it should be, right? Or
That's
what does
actually
it
a pretty
exactly
good
mean?
question.
What does it exactly mean?
I
Okay.
have been taught it's Amen, like may it be so.
Yeah, that's right. It
May it be
means
so.
so be it, or may it be so.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one that I don't know if she actually wrote. I think she did write this, if I remember right. But this is our Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art non-existent, hallowed be thy debunks. Thy kingdom befalls, thy will be sadistic on earth and oblique spheroid. Give us this day our daily sacrificial baby, and forgive us of our fuck ups. Oh, did I go too far? As we forgive those who say they'll pray for us, and lead us not into pseudoscience, but deliver us from Christian love. For my kingdom is demonstrable, and yours is a very glory hole. You have no power forever and ever, Raymond. I love
Holy
that.
shit.
That is so
You went
wild.
balls deep on that. I love that.
I see.
I don't think you're the type of Christian that is directed towards Odin.
First
I
of
hope.
all, if Earl experienced my love, trust me, she'll
I'm playing this.
she'll probably even want to be saved, yo. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Thanks to
Put a
you.
ring on it and everything.
Okay, wait. Okay, I'm going to try to play this.
now.
And what's sad is I've never seen this before in the last 3 or 4 days since I found this. I see it all over the place, but I'm still going to play because I think it's kind of cute. Wow, that went. What the hell? That's loud. Why did it stop? Why do you? Why is it doing this? Bitch. Dang it.
Don't you want me like a want
Okay, I give up on that one. I don't know why it's not playing right, but I love it. I'm just trying to play some funny little ones that I found, but
That is pretty funny.
what the hell is it? 3 reasons to reject. Why is that in there?
You should make a AI animated this big white shark who has a very wide grin and says, "Oh, come to me," or something like that, right?
Okay, I'm playing the first one. I should have titled these in.
Look,
Oops.
wait. Party time! The host is okay. He's back. Damn it!
Just
Damn it.
remember, when you go to click on something to play it, make sure you don't have your restream or your StreamYard open up. Don't.
I see. We have a blasphemer in the chat.
Oh, repent
Oh,
and dog no
boy.
more. Glory holes have the power people give them. Glory to the hole. Oh, Lordy. These heathens, they'll never come to the paradox of tolerance.
Cats aren't saved. I said
Okay,
that. Jamie wanted to kick me.
now I'm really wanting to say this.
I said cats aren't saved. All dogs go to heaven.
What the?
What the hearsay is going on here? Let's see.
Mhm. I am outraged. This will not do. Me and
Oh,
the kitties are gonna get ya.
You know what's funny? I would.
Not your jokes.
That's mean. Why are you so mean, Teddy?
That's
Oh,
actually
Dean is
Because he
pretty
makes
very
fun of
good.
cats.
That's pretty good. No, I was saying like I prefer dogs, but if I were to get a pet now, it would
I
be a
can't
cat.
do this.
Aw,
I gotta close some
good
stuff.
boy.
What do
I don't
have?
want.
You're a good boy.
I don't want anything where I gotta give constant emotional attention. That's why I'm single. So
That's why you're gay, according to Jamie.
exactly. He's mad.
Well, I
that
want to know though, according to
Sebastian's
Jamie, though,
saved.
is it also gay to wipe your own butt because it's a man's hand and a man's ass? So if you're wiping your own butt, it's got to be gay, isn't it?
Has to be. Has
I
to
mean,
be.
if you're happy about wiping your ass, then sure.
Well, I want to wipe my ass. I mean, I'm happy that's clean. I don't want to walk around with a dirty draw ass, or something.
Exactly.
But
Then you're
No,
I
gay.
don't want to be gay if I don't want to be gay if that's what being gay
Only-
is, because you wipe your own butt.
No, also only once and twice up and down is allowed, but you don't dig too deep.
Yeah, go too deep.
Right.
You're still touching your booty crack. If he's sitting there saying that, and he, trust me, after looking into some of this SDA crap, he's totally being serious because my buddy's an SDA and he's about as bad, with this garbage. He said that, since it's a man's hand, even though it's your own, you're having sex with a man. Well, duh, that's what masturbation is, self-love.
I don't care what anyone says, bro. I'm washing my ass.
Yeah, well, what embarrassed me is like I was married once and I was in the bathroom taking a shower and all of a sudden she walked in and she said, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "Sorry, honey, I was washing it and it went off by itself." She didn't talk to me for 2 days.
I will say though, those toilets
Oh,
that
here we
have
go.
the
That's
stuff sprayed, the water
Mhm,
sprayed up
did
your
it.
bum. I'm iffy on that one. I don't think I can do that, bro.
But here's
I mean,
what's the sandals.
they're kind of weird.
Like, how do women even like? What if the water gets sprayed up the wrong hole?
That's a
But
sin because you're enjoying yourself.
It's not like. I mean,
Does that make a woman who puts a tampon in gay too? I mean, just ask
yeah.
for a friend.
No, wait, no, it can't be. She has to be either straight.
In Iran, they all had these toilets like that with a hose. There was just a hose, there was a hole in the ground and a hose with
Oh.
water. So in some
Yeah, a lot of places are like that. I couldn't shit
yes,
in a hole.
yes. In some cultures they don't use much toilet paper or something. They all have that, right?
They
They
use
have to
3
wash.
shells. Haven't you ever watched, what is it, the Demolition Man?
And
With
they don't
Wesley
have these
Snipes on that
toilets with a seat either, right? It's all like flat.
Man, we've opened up a can of worms on this. The gay water is in the wrong hole is a sin. Jesus Christ.
We open up a glory hole of sin.
That must be Jamie 3:16. Thou shalt not put water in the wrong hole, or it is a sin.
Sounds legit.
Oh, here we go. We're getting closer to a sponge on a stick isn't gay either. So we're getting there.
Christian Pike once said something very nice. He said, like, we're all here, like, one is a Catholic, one is a preterist, one is a Orthodox, or and you're an atheist, and I don't know what you are, logo. But we are all getting along and having fun. But when there are 6 Baptists here, they all start fighting.
The Chihuahua.
That was quite nice what he said. Kind of.
Yes.
There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, what's weird is I don't have this problem with people that believe in my real world, and they know how some say I'm militant almost, which I'm not. You know, especially in my real life. I mean, if somebody says something stupid, no, that's not true. But I mean, I go round and round with my mom all the time, and she's a believer. She watches Fox News, and you know, it's funny because everybody says, "Oh, well, since you were, you know, which I identify as a Republican. I live in Indiana. What the hell am I supposed to be, a Democrat?" I mean, I always vote that way. I don't vote the party line, but I don't vote one issue either. So that's why I couldn't vote. I just couldn't do it with Biden or Clown Mala. I just couldn't justify it. So thanks to Matt Dillahunty, because I was planning on just not voting. And I kept hearing from everybody else, well, not voting is a vote for Trump. I said, okay, I'd rather him win than Clown Mala or even Biden when they were still talking about him. So then I heard Matt Dillahunty go on his rant about, oh, if you don't vote, I said, okay, you guys talked me into it. I'm going to vote the way I want. I'm not voting in an echo chamber. I just, you know, there's too many issues important to me other than the trans issues. Not that it's not important to you, but it's not my top 5. It doesn't affect my life. If it did, I'd probably be higher on my list. But healthcare, have cancer. You tell me you're going to take trans issues over, you know, healthcare and, you know, cancer care and all that. Or like Sandals, he's got 2 peckers. It's an important issue for him. I mean, you can't have a 2-peckered billy goat and be the owner of one and not have issues with medical things. Am I right? I guess Sandals will never talk to me again. Oh, I'm sorry, I was kidding. Hey, other guy, this guy, one guy. What the hell? How do we keep people in here? I thought it would be me in here, me and Dio, and shit about those friggin' commie theists. And it's turned into all kinds of shit. Oh my gosh.
Isn't
this is what
it
happens
nice?
when people talk about stuff other than religion.
So what I'd like to do,
we have talked a bit about religion too, but
Well, yeah, but we make fun of it just like because we all know Odin isn't a real Christian.
no,
He's a calf. No, he's like me. He's an athalic.
Trigina.
some people have told me
I
that
think
I'm not
most
a.
of the Muslims and Christians I have met in real life are different, and they are differently. I mean, they're more loving. Most of them. I mean, there's some fanaticals out there, but like to me, I find that like alphabet community advocates are more militant than say members of the alphabet community, where I can talk to them. It's usually the ones that stirred up or the ones that aren't part of that group. And in the real world, I've met, I mean, it's kind of like the car, you know, oh, I bought a black Malibu because I never saw one. All of a sudden they're on every corner, you know, and here I am, I get into, you know, learning about the alphabet community, and I've found quite a few of them in my real life. And they're so much different and more open-minded and so forgiving and understanding. So maybe I just met the wrong ones.
Yeah, because
Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I've been thinking about So religion in Sweden is very, very different as a topic
Try
than in the US. And that explanation took me quite far for a while. But I then start to realize that all of the people that we meet on these streams, not all of them, but the vast majority, they are in one way or the other fundamentalists or to like leaning towards proclivity. Not all. I don't think Odin is. I don't think Zealot's Den is, even though he's a zealot.
So keep in mind that that a lot of Christians in the country, right? They are okay. So brief history, right? There was a
Mhm.
point in U.S. history where Christians were not like super integrated or care about politics, right? And at some point, the Republican Party, they needed a new voter base because they basically lost one. And so they started appealing to Christians, right?
Yeah.
And eventually you kind of see like the slow, gradual kind of like melding of Christian beliefs and conservatism, right?
Mhm.
Now, because if you were to like look at like actual Christian teachings, you'll see that a lot of them contradict conservative values, right?
Yes.
So a lot of what you see in terms of like behavior, right? And I'm not saying whether or not conservative values are bad or whatever, but I'm just saying, right? Like they're one is antithetical to the other, but they found a way to make them merge. And so after a while, it for a lot of people, they associate being conservative with being Christian, right?
Yeah.
And so even if you're an atheist conservative, right? Like if
Mhm.
you were to talk about conservative values and stuff like that, a lot of people are going to assume that you are Christian when you're obviously not, right?
Yeah.
I
Um,
have one question. What was the voter base that they lost before appealing to Christianity? You said they lost
um,
the voters. What was
Yeah. I
that?
yeah,
was wondering that too.
they so so there was a ideological quote unquote party switch that took place, right?
Right in
And
the
black
like
people used
late
to
eight,
vote
like 60s or something.
like it's a gradual thing. It started from like the late 60s, 70s and going into the 80s. It's really in the 80s where it started to solidify more. And that's one of the reasons why they picked Ronald Reagan to run outside of him being popular, but him also being a Christian and conservative, and that appealed to a lot of the Christians out there, right? So he basically demolished like the elections, and stuff like that. But yeah, the voter base that was lost were were mostly African Americans, some Indian Americans, um, and some fence sitters. So they needed a new voter base, and they gradually like kind of interacted, like incorporated um, Christianity into conservative values. That's basically like kind of like a brief um, history behind it. So it's like when I see, like if and to be fair, for example, right, conservatives weren't always anti-immigrant, right? Because Christians were not anti-immigrant. Or you see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, that's part of the reason
Mhm.
why a amnesty bill was passed when Reagan was in power, right? Because that was something that the Christians wanted, right? And also the people that wanted, like, you know, cheap labor, and they wanted to put money back into Social Security. Um, you know, but it was something that was done, you know, for ideological purposes and for practical purposes. But that
Mm.
changed after a while, because yes, it's true that Democrats, they weren't really for immigration, but after a while, that kind of changed. It took a switch, and now both parties don't really give a shit about immigration. To be fair, like one party's right, and the other is like center right now, pretty much.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's like no left-leaning party in the U.S. Like if you put like their values side by side and put like like what the politicians like vote for, or like the stuff they talk about, they agree
Yeah.
on like 90% of the stuff, just like maybe different ways to achieve the goal, but
Hmm.
they're not that different.
It's always different.
You are different.
I am definitely different. I'm queer. It's a $3 bill. I'm strange. I'm weird. I'm unique.
Mm.
And according to some, I'm gay, I guess. But hey, we'll leave that one out of that definition. Just don't tell my son. It's gonna be hard to explain. Yeah, I was gay, but I banged your mom anyway and married her and 2 other women
There you
just to
go.
make sure.
Can't let society find out.
Mm.
No, and that's what everybody in my real life says, because I always said, "Yo, yeah, everybody calls me gay online and that I'm just in denial." They said, "Hell, we know you, and you would be one of those loud and proud." And I want to tell you what they say, because in the real world, I can take certain things. I know they're joking; they're not, being hateful about it. But yeah,
No,
they
and
say
you.
we knew you were gay.
Of course, everything becomes different in real life because you know people in a different way, and you have known them
Right? Oh yeah.
for
I mean, I
quite
know
a
a lot
while.
of people online, I feel, but there's some that are kind of sketchy. Like I would never let Odin on one of my panels. He's out of control.
Yeah, you don't want to fall asleep while being on your own panel. So
That's
Well,
true.
Wild does. Why can't I?
What what happens in the night?
Oh, I didn't know that. Phantom. How long are you going to go?
Mm,
Because I can push mine back if I have to. I mean, no big deal. I just put it up a little bit ago.
yeah, I managed to uh, make, but maybe that will change now. I pushed uh, Pike's teaching back, I guess,
hmm
Yeah, I should have checked. I
to
checked everybody else except Phantom. Sorry about that, buddy. I don't like streaming when somebody else is in.
no, because I like Pike's teachings.
Oh, I do too. I enjoyed it, except for me, and once again, and I don't care if she gets pissed off or not. I just don't. I hate watching it with Maud there. I really do, because all she does is attack him, calls him a
Yeah,
liar, and this is what kind of got this all started. And I wasn't mad at her. I was disappointed, and she blew it into to more than it was. And then, I just said, "Fuck it, I'm walking to wash my hands of it. I'm not going to, have her, doing streams, about me like she did Mark Stoney. Not that it bothers me, but that's just fucking juvenile. I haven't made one about her yet, nor will I ever."
but you have to. So she sees things like a personal
Attack.
attack,
Yeah.
meaning that when Pike teaches, for instance, on marriage, which he did at one point, she felt personally attacked, and that he made her feel bad because she is not married to the guy. From what I understand, they are getting married now.
Is she going to be a sister wife, or is she going to get divorced first, or what? You know, that makes. I'm not even going to get into that. I don't even care. That's her life.
Yeah.
You know.
But because of that, because she felt bad, that somehow became a fault of his. And it's like, well, if you feel bad about something, either either you realize that I'm doing something that is not that I don't feel good about, so I have to change that because I agree with this person. Or you say, I don't agree with this person, and then it's no longer a problem. You can't say, I agree with this person, but they make me feel bad for something I do.
Just real quick, Gigi, I never said that they were being racist tonight, but they are at many times.
Yeah.
They were being bigots, and they were being just plain. Now, I'm not even going to. I mean, if you want to talk about it later, Gigi, we can do it. You know, behind the scenes, I'm not going to drag all this out and you know, make them all popularized or thinking there's more there than that. I'm just choosing to stream and get away from it. If that's a problem for them, then let it be. It's their loss, not mine. Because I'm one funny SOB. Ask me, I'll tell you. I still love you, Gigi. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. I don't think I told
Gay.
anybody
You're so
online I've ever
gay.
said I love them. Oh, Gigi, I finally said it. Gigi taught me
Hey.
love.
You finally came out the closet.
Yay.
All those women you've married and made babies with. None of
Only
it
got one
matters.
kid that I know about, Odin. Let's not go Odin. Let's not go batshit over this. That was for years my biggest fear, was that one of these days I'm going to have like 5 or 6 knocks on my door and said, oh, by the way, DNA test says you my daddy.
Right.
And I was only hoping that they were over, you know, like 21, so I didn't have to pay back child support. Now I'm in the clear because I don't think I've had sex in 30 years, so I'm good.
That's good.
Yeah,
I
then
mean, not
at
good,
least
but-
you pay your child support, right? Not
Mhm.
like
Well,
like
what's weird
certain
is,
people, not like certain people from the
right,
poor.
exactly. I
Mhm.
paid my child support for about 2 or 3 weeks. My ex-wife called me and said, hey, I'm having financial and emotional problems. Can you take Brandon, my son, you know, for a few weeks until I get things straightened out? And it's like, hell yeah. You know, I'll take him whenever I could. And that turned into years. Well, we finally had to get him into school because I don't do that homeschooling bullshit. I don't see anything good coming from it for the most part. But anyway, that's just my personal belief. If somebody it was, that's, you know, that's fine. You know, that's on you, not me. But okay, I had a story to tell on this one. I just lost train of thought because I made myself laugh like an idiot. Oh, I hate this. I was doing good. I'm actually doing memory exercises that are helping, but I still have a blank every once in a while. Okay, I was talking about something and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I give up. It'll pop in my head in a few minutes in the middle of probably deviant saying something, and I'll interrupt her and say, oh, yeah, I remember what it was.
Mhm. Maybe I can help you. You said you were talking about child support and the fear that
Oh,
someone.
yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you. That's why I keep you around. You're my secretary.
Yeah, you're
And then
welcome.
Mr. Soot's my boss then. Yeah, he's the
Yes.
boss. She's my secretary, and I'm the lowly one.
Yes.
But no, I I had to go register him for school, and I couldn't, even though I was his father, had birth certificate. I wasn't the guardian. Well, she wouldn't give me custody, but she agreed. My ex-wife agreed to give it to my mom, which is the same difference. But anyway, he was, 10 years old. So I had him for well over 5 years already, raising him. She calls one day and says, "Hey, I want to come get Brandon, have his stuff packed up." And I told her, "Yeah, absolutely not. This ain't going to happen." So we got in a knockdown drag out. And my thinking is, wait, where were you the last 5.5 years? And she was a holiday mom at first, where she would call only on holidays. And then it became to the point where he had to call her on his birthday if he wanted to talk to her. Plus, then we were going through our battle, our custody battle. And it was weird because one day it was it was supposed to be a simple little, okay, let's, get our boxes checked, see where we need to go in the next step of this. So there was really no need for me to be there, but I took off work anyway. So mom's like, "Why aren't you going to work?" I said, "I'm going to the hearing." She said, "No, you don't need to. Just go to work. It'll be all right." Well, come to find out, this is where she finally broke down and said, "You got to promise me you won't get mad. You won't go after anybody." Or it's like, okay, what the hell are you talking about? Well, come to find out, my ex-wife's boyfriend, I don't know necessarily physically abused him, but pretty much he did, without other than the word of a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And then found out that he was abusing her, which I don't care. Sorry, I don't mean to be cold-hearted about that, but she had the ability to leave at any given time. And I know it's hard.
It's different. I get
Right.
that.
But my son, he has not. But anyway,
yeah.
And the first thing I do, since she told me that, I'm putting on my jacket, getting ready to drive up to Indianapolis because I was going to whip or shoot this guy. Literally, not exaggerating. And my mom's literally around my hips, almost to around my legs, so I wouldn't leave. "You promised you wouldn't get mad." I said, "I'm not mad. I just want to shoot this motherfucker." So just like that. So I finally calmed down, and I said, "Well, I'm still going to go to the hearing." And she's like, "No, because your mouth." I said, I'll keep my cool." And it was a good thing I did, because I set him off in front of her boyfriend, this Barry fuck. Because the judge said, well, before Kim, who was my ex-wife, could have custody, she had to go through parenting classes, and said that Barry had to go too. He stood up and said, "The fuck I am." And he got nailed, I think, with contempt. I stood up because he acted like he was going to grab Brandon and they were going to go out, and it had been on, even though there was 2 cops in there. He walked by me and did that, chest bump, which I probably outweighed this dude by 30 or 40 pounds. And this is when I was in shape. And I didn't even budge. Just like he bounced off of me. And I said, "Yeah, that worked really good, didn't it, dumbass?" And the judge goes, "Mr. Merkley, I've seen him do that. If he wants to continue this, I will charge him with another contempt. I don't want you to get in trouble, but I understand where you're coming from." So it's like, oh, okay. So that was the last time we ever went to court, because they never went to the parenting classes, didn't do anything, didn't even do the supervised visitations for this.
Oh.
And the one thing we got lucky is in Indiana at that time that the child could decide where he wanted to live at the age of 14.
Okay.
So we were going to have to wait 4 years or try to keep it out of court for 4 years, because he kept telling the judge, "I want to stay here." And plus he had, I forgot, is it called a judge advocate for the kid? It's like the lawyer for the kid. They listen to the kid, what they want, they report back to the courts, yada, yada, yada. The very following next year, this is kind of why I got dropped, is Indiana changed it from 14 to 12, and he had just turned 12 years old. So it was a closed court, just Brandon, his judge advocate, both our lawyers, and the judge. We couldn't even go in there, afraid that, the thinking being that, if there's more people in there, they might be afraid to say what they really want to say, or, that they're being influenced.
Yeah.
Come back out, and the judge advocate said, "Your son just nailed it." And it's like, what? He said, "If the judge doesn't rule that you have permanent custody," he said, "I would retire right now. That's how sure I am." So in about a month later, we got a letter saying that, well, they actually gave permanent custody to my mom since she already had it. It was the easiest way around it, sort of thing. But I mean, I lived right across the street. I had him most of the time anyway when I didn't work. So, yeah, I went through that whole bullshit, and now to have kids knocking on my door saying, "You're my daddy." No, thank you.
Mhm,
The
no
first one was rough enough.
thanks.
Done. Okay, well,
So
I got
you only have the one son?
that I know about.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I was a whore dog. I'm not can't be held responsible. That's when I still drank. Um, that whole deal. It is wonderful.
Actually, on that topic, a friend of mine that I worked with, he was, let's see, he's 10 years younger than me. So he was 22 or 23. We worked together, and him and I and another guy from work kind of hung out after work and so forth because we were working together. And suddenly this guy just disappears.
We all disappear.
We all disappear. And I was kind of like, what the fudge? What happened? Turns out that he was seeing this girl. They were boyfriend girlfriend, so they had like a stable, a steady relationship. She became pregnant, and he were like, first of all, they weren't like, it wasn't a really good relationship, and he wanted to break up with her. And he definitely didn't want to have children at that age. So he wanted her to have an abortion, and she said that she also wanted an abortion, that she wasn't ready. I think she was a year or so younger than him, so they were like both very young and so forth. And she then said that she had done the abortion and everything was fine. And right now, it was even worse. Yeah, because he broke up, then she told him that she was pregnant. Afterwards, she found out she was pregnant, and they sat down and talked about it, and they both came to the conclusion that abortion was the right choice. She comes back to him and says, "I've had the abortion and yada yada yada. Nice to see you. Take care. Bye bye." A year goes by. A little over a year goes by, and suddenly he gets a phone call, and it's from her, saying, "Yeah, I just wanted you to know, it's your son's first birthday today." She hadn't done the abortion.
Oh,
Don't, don't.
She had gone full term, had the kid, had him for a year, and when he turned 1, she decided to contact him and say, "You're a dad, and I want you to be part of your son's life." And for him, there were no like of course, he wanted to be part of his son's life. The issue was that he didn't want a child to begin with at that young age, and he didn't want a child with her. Last I knew it, I think they got married. But it's not a marriage of love, it's a marriage of convenience.
Right.
And I just feel so bad for him. It must have been like being hit by a ton of bricks. Because he talked with it was quite new when we were hanging out, him and I and this other friend of ours. It was quite recent since the whole thing of them breaking up and she saying she's pregnant and then having the abortion that she never had. So he talked quite a bit about it, and it was very clear that he was glad that it hadn't been like this whole thing and oh no, I'm gonna keep the baby and you have to like step up.
A lot of men in the US make babies under those circumstances. Well,
Yeah.
men and women.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got married the first time because I got and I swore I'd never get married. But I think if we would have waited, we would have lasted longer, if not still been married. But we were still in that lust stage, and as a kid, you think it's love, and it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I was 19, didn't even have a job when, we decided. I didn't even decide. It was my mom and her. It was awful. Yeah, we went there to tell my parents first because her dad's Kentuckian or an Arkansasian, and her mom was the opposite, which is the worst combination for in-laws, bar none. So she was afraid I was going to get shot or I was going to bring guns and shoot her dad. It's like, I ain't going to bring a gun to shoot your dad, whatever. So my dad's like, man, I need a beer for this. So he sent me inside to get a beer. And like I said, I was not even 18, or I was 18, not 19 yet. Went inside, got him a beer, and I said, screw it, I need a beer too. And it was the first time my mom ever saw me drink a beer and the last time she's ever seen me drink alcohol. But by the time I came out, Mom says, well, you guys are getting married August 4th. I said, what? She said, I said you are getting married August 4th. And it's like, okay, Mom, which was 2 weeks away.
Hashtag arranged marriage.
Right. Well, I was an irresponsible kid back then. I would work, get some change in my pocket, go get drunk, run around with the girls, do whatever, get into, because jobs were plentiful back then. Hell, I got hired the same job 4 times.
Are you saying you broke your alcohol laws by 3 years? Is that 18, 19, 20, right? 21.
Oh,
yeah.
One last thing. If anybody's planning on being on, come to my stream tonight, I'm going to probably move or change it to 8 unless my friend can. I'm supposed to meet her at like 7:30 because she owes me some money. So I may move it to 8, but I'm not 100% sure yet because she's trying to get off work early, which she does every day.
Wait. If anyone is coming on your stream, you're going to have to change Aiden.
Change Aiden?
That's what it sounded like you said.
Yeah.
No, change it to 8. Sorry.
Oh.
8 o'clock. I ain't changing Aiden's diapers. You got Brianna for that shit.
Don't you dare to summon Aidemon.
Don't call him
summon
that.
you.
I call him Hayden.
You're so mean.
Well, I don't get if they're going to. Well, no one's has it scheduled that they're going to stream at 7, though. Oh, well, they can do what they want. That's a different world now. I just don't even care at this moment, especially. Well, here we go. Sandals, our peanut gallery. I kind of still know what is different between love and lust, or if love means something else. I don't know the difference about love and caring. Yeah, to me, it's lust. I'm sure I'm capable of love. I don't know if I'm capable of recognizing love. I think Aiden is kind of a dick and does debate bro tactics, even though I agree with him on many things. Yeah, sometimes I just have to shut Aiden off. I mean, just on and on and on. But that's with a lot of people. Not a lot, several.
To be fair, right? Like men have testosterone, and whenever we're younger and it's kind of going crazy, we gotta, kind of have an outlet to to release all of that energy, right? Some of us play sports, right? Some of us shoot guns.
I was
Some
going to
of
say that.
us
Good.
debate all the time. Some of us turn into sex fiends. Just depends. Some of
And
us do
some
productive
turn into
stuff.
all the above, and I think that's me. But I'm just a revirgin, as long as it's been for me. Oh, here you go. If you love your kids, it's okay. I don't want to love my kids. No, that's
If you lost
scary.
your kids.
Oh, if you lust your kids. Oh,
Mhm.
I
If
let
find
if you
Chris
it.
add
love
a new
your kids,
twist to it.
it's okay. If you lust your kids, ...
Yeah, if somebody lusts my
Mhm.
kids, I'll shoot them. Or kid. Although he's 40 now, so he's on his own. Screw it.
I was like, bro, really? Isn't your? I was just about to ask you, how old is your kid?
He
You
just
gonna
turned.
shoot his wife?
Yeah, he just turned 40 Valentine's Day. And how he lasted that long, I have no friggin' clue. I really don't.
How many limbs does he still have?
Oh,
He doesn't
according to him,
even
he's got a
know.
tree trunk. Hey,
That's not
Dad, you
what
got
I
this? I
asked,
don't want to know. I
Teddy.
don't want to see it.
That's not what I asked, Teddy.
Trees have limbs. Don't tell me they don't.
uh, well, I
Well,
can't argue with you on that one.
I think most men have
right now you're
five.
going to start a stream about me to attack me. I got you.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
There you
Because
go.
you
As I
stream so
tend to
much.
do.
God, that's
No,
terrible.
I like Aiden.
Oh, I do too. Don't get me wrong. He knows a lot, but sometimes he's just too much. Especially
Yeah.
when he's just trying to piss off Dan or trying to piss off Poopin or everybody, really.
I think he just, that's just that's just his little outlet. I used to love playing soccer and basketball like
Yep.
a lot, and that's, that was kind of my release, really.
Yeah,
Get
with
all
all
the
my bullshit
aggression
that I
out.
went through, sports was a big outlet for me as a kid. If I didn't have it, I don't know. I'd have probably went nuts, literally.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Now I just fight crime and throw people in Arkham and Blackgate.
God, I never met the gay Batman before. You need to quit touching yourself.
Really? I'm rubbing my hands right now. Now you see that?
Yeah, that's what Odin calls a threesome.
Right?
And it's a lot cheaper.
Yep. Myself, Annie, and Hanita.
I need to find a nice, sexy Latino name for my left hand. Not El Lefto. It's just not quite as sexy in translation. I agree with Aiden a lot, but I hate debate behavior too much and kind of want to cheer the outcasts or the people I think are outcasts, which is half of them over there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's getting more, and I think that's why I finally just had to say, screw it. I'm going to go stream myself, whether there's one person or none. Because enough's enough. There are just too many people over that. Why go to a stream if you have it muted the whole time? Which is generally how I do it anymore. And it just, yeah. And mod room side chat. I mean, I just, yeah. Jennifer Lopez.
I'm wondering. Let's see. Oh, okay. B.S. Lewis said Aiden is the second funniest person at mods.
Nah,
so I was wondering who the first was, and the answer is Mod is first.
You need better humor, doofus.
I like Mod's nervous laughs. I don't know why. I just find it to be super funny.
I'm not even gonna say that. I said it many times.
Be
Start a war again,
be
and I don't even
nice as a be like Christ.
care. Yeah. The only time I'm Christ-like is when I stub my toe when I mention his name a lot.
Right? I
Oh, here's
will
my
say
buddy Doug.
that.
Yeah, I think I like Maud when
Yes.
she's in the mood of like don't
Yeah,
discuss
totally.
but
I slept
have
all day
fun,
yesterday.
right?
You're at the house? Oh, you butthole. I was getting ready
I mean,
to send you a text and say, hey, I'm going to stream tonight. But if you're already here, I'll have to shut this down and I'll see you in a few minutes. Boy.
I
Well, that's
I
weird.
was-
Difference there.
Yeah, my buddy Craig, the SDA, who sent me a message, I can't remember when, that said he's going to be here tomorrow. And I thought I meant yesterday. And I looked at the date and that was Friday because I slept all day. So he's here. But I will be streaming at 7:30 tonight, one way or the other. If you want to come, fine. If you don't, I'm going to make fun of all you motherfuckers. I'll show you. I'm going to start the rumor. Well, not even a rumor. Odine's doing a threesome tonight with himself, makes him double.
There you go.
Deviant was talking that devilish Swedish,
Mm-hmm.
and Logo doesn't even understand German words anymore. The world's coming to an end.
Oh no.
I knew. So sorry, but I got to shut this down to appease this dude. If I had this in the other room, he could sit here with me and make fun of everybody. And this is the one I'm trying to get to talk, with Gigi on his station, with even Jamie, because Jamie's SDA, but so far it's kind of fallen through, but we'll see. But thank you everybody for showing up. Sorry I cut it so short. Wow, it's been 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. Really? See what happens when I got Deviant here? I mean, not that Odin made him fly any faster with his lust.
Right? Hey, Jesus said if you lust after a woman, right, you commit adultery in your heart. You never said your hand.
A married woman. It has to be a married woman because in context it's talking about adultery, not just any woman. I don't quite get that one, but yeah. But yeah, thank you. I'm going to shut this down and
Thank you. Were you gonna stream at 7:30 tonight?
7:30. Yeah, regardless, because I mean,
and that's Central ESPS.
Yeah, it's ESPN time.
Okay.
So right now it's like 4:45 here. So do the math because I don't math very well right now.
Okay, yeah, you're on Logan's time.
No, Phantom said that I guess Mod was going to stream, and it's just kind of weird.
No, I mean you're in the same time zone.
Yeah, Eastern time. I was talking to B.S. Lewis for a second. Sorry.
Yeah.
But somehow I had mine scheduled at 7:30, and all of a sudden it seems like she's doing one at 7, but I don't see. I thought Phantom was doing it, and he didn't. But anyway,
yeah,
I'm gonna do 7:30 regardless who shows up or not. I know
tomorrow.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight. Yes, I'm doing
Phantoms
it tonight.
is tomorrow. That was the confusion.
Yeah, because I usually do it right after because my buddy Ed streams live, and he usually goes from like 7 to 7 or 6 to 7:30.
Okay.
But if he streams longer, I'll just start mine anyway. Being rebellious.
You bet.
Anyway. Maybe, but it's late at night here, right? In European time.
Mm-hmm.
But Deviant is joining anyway. Maybe she should change her avatar from that Egyptian cat to an owl. night. The night.
A cat with soot all over her face. That didn't sound good. I mean, that didn't come out right.
Or did it?
I did it.
Okay.
Either way, you win. Don't matter.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the show. See you